Okay, so if you've been through day number 1, you figured out your money, like we talked before, members, amount of money, what that equates to. Day number 2, if you watch that video, you've gone through and you've found a subject or something that you're absolutely passionate about that you can do, or you're going to have somebody else do to create all the content. You're going to build everything around that. So day number 3 comes into finding your URL or finding a name that fits what you want to do. Now, this is probably one of the hardest things to do. So what I like to do is I like to engage my Facebook friends, or I like to get a group of people together and start to brainstorm ideas and names. When you do this, I'll give you an example. So we found a name we absolutely loved. It was called Fiddle Fever. We did all the work on it. We started building the logo for it. It was absolutely awesome. We knew we'd hit a home run. We thought that was going to be great. Then we found out that somebody else had registered the name. So don't get so far into this without doing all your homework on every aspect of it. Don't just get a name and then say, okay, we're going to create this, and then find out somebody's registered with the state and you can't get the name, or you can't utilize that name like you wanted to. So as you start to build your logos out and you start to create those, one I want you to go look at is Go Fast Video Academy. If you'll look, you'll see that it's got a whole bug element to it. Now, I call them bug elements because I think they're really important, that you create your logo or your branding around something that has an element that you can use somewhere else in the future, that people will recognize and know that it's you. Also, I like to use .coms in my URLs. You can't always get a .com, I understand that, and if you absolutely are dead set on not, that this is the name and you found it some other way, go for it. I prefer .coms if you can find them and utilize them. Also, when you're doing this, make sure once you've got your name, you found out it's okay, that you go through and you look at your Facebook, look on YouTube, look on all these other spaces that you're going to have to use that name on, because all of a sudden you may find that they've got your YouTube channel tied up, or somebody has the name somewhere else, and that's also something you're going to have to work around. Also, when you're doing your design, make sure you're testing. Test your name to see if people understand your name and what it's going to drive, what it's going to be utilized for. So if you hear like fiddle.com, we're talking about fiddling. If you hear Go Fast Video Academy, we're higher, louder, faster video, and we do video amazing. That's what you're getting from the name. So make sure you're doing all those things when you start to create your name. Then as you start to build your site out, make sure it flows really well for you and your design fits who you are, what you're trying to accomplish, and make sure the design elements are done right. And then take that design and make sure you carry it through everything. So that means I find people who design really well, and then all of a sudden they send out a newsletter that's in their continuity program, and guess what? You wouldn't even know they were part of that same group. Don't do that to yourself. Make sure it's branded. Make sure the design looks really well with your newsletters and everything else as you start to do this. So once again, today's homework is find your name. If you can't find one, put it out to your Facebook group. Tell them what you want to do. They'll help you create a name, and then start to brand that name, register it, make sure that all the state stuff is done, and then get after it. Start building your logo, start doing your branding. Would love to be a part of that. So if you have any questions, make sure you ask us. We'll take a look at it, do the best we can to help you. But if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to our channel. Please tell the world about this channel. We would love that. And if you haven't made a comment, please go down and make a comment. And if you do a video comment, that would be awesome. We would really appreciate it. Hope you're learning something. I hope you're enjoying the steps of building a continuity program. But I hope most of all, you're taking the steps and you're making good notes so that when you start yours, you don't make some of the mistakes we've made in ours. So stay tuned for day number 4.